Welcome, everyone. We are the Uneducated Gamers Podcast, and today we're going to have a very special episode. In fact, we are joined by a new co-host, which we'll introduce here in a minute. But we will be discussing, we got a new announcement about this new gaming system called Evercade. And actually, the company's not new, the game systems are not new, but we got a new system that was newly announced. And we're going to talk about our predictions, our thoughts on some of the gaming events coming up and releases and such, and whatever we decide to get into. So, and we will give you some of our most uneducated thoughts. Joe, you got plenty of those.
Yes, sir, I do. I'm stupid.
And I'd like to introduce our co-host coming aboard for the first time on the Uneducated Gamers Podcast. He is also a person who I've met through playing a game called Magic the Gathering, and man, it's you've heard of it, yeah.
It's around.
So Mike, welcome aboard, and how are you doing, buddy?
Hello, everyone. Glad to be here.
For now.
This is super exciting to me.
It is?
I've never been on a podcast before.
Oh,
so forgive my not being good at being on a podcast-ness.
well, you'll fit right in with the rest of us.
I actually don't think there is a thing about being good or bad, so I think we're okay.
Yeah.
So
Just be cool.
real quick before we
there's NPR and Howard Stern, right? That's the good and the bad, or something.
Mhm.
Yeah, but is NPR really a podcasting network? I mean,
It actually kind of is.
okay.
Fun fact, I listen to NPR a lot.
Same.
They do a lot of podcasts.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right. So let's go around the horn, and let's talk about what's in our cup or glass today. And Mike, why don't we, since you're new on the block, why don't we go ahead and start with you? What are you drinking today? And
I was deeply inspired by the man, the Spiffing Brit, and got myself a box of Yorkshire Gold tea on Amazon, and it's fantastic tea. And that's what I'm drinking. I was not told that we were going to be doing a craft beer thing today, or I would have brought something more interesting.
It's interesting enough.
yeah,
I mean, who just sits down and drinks Yorkshire tea?
I do. It's Yorkshire tea or Four Roses bourbon.
all right.
One of these will leave you functioning and the other one won't.
Or both together.
Ooh,
But you know what? That's actually not a bad idea. All right. Good idea.
What about you, Joe? What do you got today?
I got the Costco special.
The Costco special.
Irish Death.
Oh, okay. What kind of beer is Irish Death?
I don't know. It's a dark, smooth ale. And it's got a high alcohol content, and it's in a tall boy. So within 20 minutes, I'm gonna be drunk.
Well, I'm joining you with the tall boy, and I have so this is a local brewery in Chicago area called Half Acre. The beer is their first beer that they ever created was called Daisy Cutter, and so ever since then they've been making a bunch of different beers. And so I found out that they created a double Daisy Cutter,
They're really branching out there. The double Daisy Cutter.
Well,
it's a pale ale with more ale.
Daisy Cutter the third, First Blood.
I mean, a pale ale that is 8.2% alcohol, so it's pretty high for.
Are you
for an
beating
ale.
an alcohol percentage? Yeah, you are. Shit, I only got 7.8.
We were talking about I think the Heckin' Chonker that I was talking about earlier is like 10.5%.
Oh, that's that one where you take a sip and you're just like, I'm fine. And you do a stand up, go to the bathroom, and you're like, wow.
Well, and it's so heavy, it's just like sloshed around in your stomach.
Yeah, the body takes extra long to metabolize it.
Oh my gosh. So Evercade, first and foremost, I like to say that I never knew this company existed. So the name of the company is Blaze Entertainment Ltd. They're based out of the UK. They have actually created a handheld gaming device first. Actually, that was one of their first devices that they created. It's like it's kind of small. It's like it's a little bit large. Handheld? Yeah, it's a little bit larger than the Game & Watch. But it's a little bit smaller than the Switch Lite. So it's like right in between.
That's kind of like eensy.
Yeah, it's kind of small.
That's like one of those like old like tiger toys that you'd get. Do you remember those?
Well, not that small.
That's pretty small.
It is, but
it's bigger than a Game & Watch.
It's bigger than a Game & Watch.
And it's smaller than a DS Lite.
Okay.
So a tiger toy.
No, I said Switch Lite.
It's smaller than a Switch Lite.
So the first handheld they had, I think, was like maybe 2/3 the size of a Switch Lite. And then after that, they released a system called VS, and it was basically a set top that would basically, you can plug any USB controller in it, and it would basically work. So
that's cool.
They had 4 USB ports. It had to, like, even if it was a dongle, so there was like certain like older controllers that had dongles and such. The people tested it with a lot of controllers and it worked there. And then they just basically announced, quote unquote, their newest premium, like larger. It's basically a little bit larger than a Switch Lite. The EXP, and it's all retro gaming. And they boast basically that all the games that you can get for the system are fully licensed by the owners of the games, which I really like. I think right now they boast over 300 games available. This machine also has what they call a tape mode, and it's basically flipping it 90 degrees and be able to play it vertically, which is pretty sweet, because there's some arcade games and some old school games that play vertically.
Galaga, Centipede.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, nice shirt.
Yeah, I came prepared. I had my wife press my suit for this
busting out the gear for it. It was like, I'm gonna bring up Centipede.
Oh, yes. I gotta bring up Centipede.
I gotta do it. I gotta do it. But I mean, it comes with a 4.3 IPS screen. It has Wi-Fi. We'll talk about that in a little bit, because there's some, I dug deep into some of the information around this because I was kind of curious. So I'll talk about that in a minute. Now, the system only says about 4 to 5 hours of playtime, which is by and large most of the handheld systems. That's kind of small, but I think that's okay because it is a smaller system.
Still better than the Game Gear.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But the other cool thing is the system and actually their whole ecosystem is based around physical media, right? They when you buy a game from them, you get like an old school, like it's like an old school like case. I think of it as do you remember
like
the
Genesis case?
Yeah, the old Genesis jewel cases, the black case where you open up. So you get the plastic case, and they're all numbered, with a actual paper manual and a color manual of all the games that are in it, and the cartridge. Some of them come with 6 games, some of them come with 7. It just depends on who the games are by, developer of the game, the licensee of the game. So whether it's Delico or Television or what have you. And to be honest with you, like seeing this thing for only, so US will go for $149.99.
Hold on a second.
What?
That's in pounds.
No,
that's in euros.
Nope.
Yep, it says euros right here.
Yep. Go to the third one. The last one is $149.99 US.
How does that fucking make any sense?
Isn't it manufactured in the UK? It would be more expensive in the
Yeah.
US, even if you're not going to do the
Are
currency translation,
So-
right?
Exactly.
So hold on.
Okay, fine.
So,
All right, explain it.
my understanding is they have a direct to consumer deal with Amazon and a few other US based companies, which allows them to keep the price down
That's cool.
for US purchasing.
Okay.
So they have a really good selling model. They've been like I said, they've been doing this for a good 5 or 6 years. So I just found out about them through this announcement. The coolest thing that I can say about this, and the thing that is amazing to me, is the cartridges. They are designing their systems to use the same cartridge for all of their systems.
That's cool. That's like Neo Geo back in the day.
Yeah.
Remember that shit?
Yep.
Yeah.
And so their cartridges also allow you to do cross save. So in other words, if you play on the handheld
Mhm.
and you have the desktop, the set top version of it, the game will save on the cartridge, and you can go plug that into your set top and you can play the save game that you had on the handheld.
Okay. That's a cool idea. I mean, that sounds cool.
I mean, that's pretty sweet if you really
I mean,
think
it
about
is. I mean,
It is. The set top adds a lot of value to that.
Yeah. but
I
you
think
kinda need to
without
have
the
all
set
of it,
top,
though.
I'm still a little skeptical.
Exactly, because you need to buy more shit in order to make like an ecosystem for it.
Right.
And then you got to carry around fucking cartridges.
I love retro games, and I love how much they add to video games as an artistic medium. And I don't like is locked in ecosystems.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, but I think in my opinion, it's an ecosystem, but the ecosystem is even though it's their own ecosystem, they're dedicated to not replace their cartridges at any point. So basically the technology that they put into their cartridges, they'll be able to expand over time to both have 8-bit and 32-bit games in here as they get new licenses. So in other words,
Mhm.
they can expand, pretty wide as they gain licenses from other companies.
And that's
And-
cool.
And I
Are
also
the games rewritten to work specifically with the hardware, or is it equivalently just a licensed ROM on an SD card?
so it is all basically emulation, right?
Hmm.
It's all emulation through the cart.
It's probably the
But
easiest way to do it.
what they
Yeah, well,
do-
that makes the expandability much easier.
yeah.
Mhm.
And so what they do is their emulation is custom emulation that's built to their hardware. So then they have it mapped to the system hardware.
Mhm.
And the cool thing is, and this is specifically right now on the VS version, the set top version, you could say, I could take my Xbox 360 controller, like say, that's the controller I love playing with. I'm going to play with that. You can plug that sucker in. You can remap all the controls and map them how you want. You can
There we
customize.
go.
So you could basically, you can use this system. They make it to where you could do what you want with the system.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well, and the VS, that's like the shit you'd hook up to the TV. It's the non-handheld version of this. I mean, it's honestly not that expensive. It's
But
like
did you
$100.
say the VS doesn't dock the EXP, does it?
It is not. No.
Okay.
No, it's the cartridge that's the link between.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It just transfers.
Yeah. I mean,
Which-
it's kind of cool.
Like who
Like
does
ColecoVision.
who's done that? Like nobody's done that. But no, not just ColecoVision though. Like
I know, but I'm just saying.
they got NES, they got arcade, they got
Wait, they have NES.
Yeah, they have some NES games. in
That surprises me. Nintendo is
surprises
usually
me.
pretty close-minded about licensing out their stuff.
Nintendo is kind of a notoriously fucking asshole about everything.
there. Yeah, so the Data East games are Nintendo games.
Okay. Well, they were on the
Okay.
Nintendo. They are
Right.
Nintendo
Sure.
But
games.
it's not like Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
it's
on
not like
this
we're gonna
thing.
be playing Zelda or some shit.
No,
Which,
no,
by
no.
the way, I recently tried to replay Super Mario Brothers on a knockoff Xbox controller. That didn't feel right.
Nope. I still say the best controller to play old school games with is the fucking PlayStation 1 DualShock. Just, it's got the best D-pad.
It's
Gives you the
probably as
options to do
close as
shit.
you're gonna get to an NES controller without having sharp corners that cut your hand.
Yeah. Fucking all the modern day controllers, terrible D-pads. Period. They all just suck.
Although I would highly recommend, if you want something that's system agnostic that you can use in multiple places, take a look at 8-Bit Do. 8-Bit Do has
they do a good job.
They have some of the best gamepads that I've ever used in any commercial product.
Yeah.
What's that name again? Can you spell it for me?
It's 8-Bit.
8-Bit.
8-Bit Do.
8-Bit Do, like Papa
D-O.
Fresh?
Like D-O.
Oh.
Like D-O.
Like.
Oh, that just looks like an Xbox controller.
No.
They have a whole bunch of different options. Like they do like the old school controllers. They do, and they're all just like wireless at this point. It's good shit.
So they've partnered. Xbox has partnered with 8-Bit Do to have 8-Bit Do create some officially licensed Xbox controllers with 8-Bit Do's technology, right? But if you go down to like their Bluetooth controllers and their 2.4G controllers, those are their controllers.
Did you see this one that's built out to look like an arcade machine?
Yeah.
With a suite full of buttons and a joystick? That looks fun.
Yeah. Right. That's like the old school Nintendo joystick, if you remember those.
What was that motherfucker called?
Power Stick?
No, was it Power Stick? It had a dumb name.
Nintendo Power Pad.
No, what was that?
No, Power Pad was that
was the stomping thing for like the Olympics and shit that everybody had, and everybody.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I think it's just Power Stick.
Arcade Stick. No.
No, it's RES Power Stick.
The Advantage.
Nintendo NES Advantage Arcade Stick Controller. Dumb name.
Oh, it's this thing. Oh, yeah. This must be a remake. This other one I'm seeing, I think it's a little bit newer.
Oh, okay. But I don't know. I mean, look, I think here's the things that I look at from this Evercade. Is it yet another gaming system to get that plays retro games? Yes. Is it anything different when it comes to getting access to retro games, other than the fact that it's licensed games?
It's licensed.
That's what I truly appreciate. I mean, just because, look, I think game preservation is something that I don't think a lot of people talk about or think about enough, because I think one of the things that you'll find on like the NES Mini or any of these mini versions that come out that are official games, you're not going to find some of these, these like dug deep classics that people like and or have liked in the past, right? Because they're going to go with the popular game that, this is going to sell X amount of units, right?
They're going to go with what they can fucking put on it. I think that's the problem with a lot of it, is just licensing in general.
Exactly. And they want to be cheap about it and not spend a lot of money, right? With Evercade, I think here's the things that I like about it, right? 1, licensed games. Number 2, a cartridge ecosystem that they anticipate being in their any of the systems that they make, right? That in itself, that's unusual. There's not what other system other than a single generation jump between, like say Wii to GameCube or, what have you.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen where these independent companies will sit there and make a game, a set of, basically get games that they can put on multiple systems, because they have to pay licensing for each system. Right. And I just really like the fact that they didn't just stick with, we have the first handheld that we made, and then they have the VS and just call it in, and then just license games. No, they're looking to evolve and create more of a forward thinking product that evolves over time. I don't know. I just have a lot of respect for companies like this that actually spend the time to, I think and do things that are consumer driven.
Yeah, I agree.
Sure. No, it's fine. It's fine. I agree with like what you're saying. I'm just a little morally gray when it comes to old school games like this, where I'm just like, what do you do?
It's abandonware. Toss it in with the other Linux ISOs, right?
Yeah, it's just like, no.
Well, I mean,
I'm gonna play Zaxxon.
Hey, look, PC has RetroArch.
Oh no, weird.
Oh,
yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, but I don't really do a lot of like super retro arcade, or anything like that. So I don't know.
Hi, Kendall.
Sorry.
At the very least, I love that the fact that they license these games, in my mind, and they're trying to sell these collections on the market, kind of brings those games back to the forefront. Because like if you've just got a bunch of Linux ISOs on your computer, you're kind of the only person who knows about them, right? But if these games are still being marketed and people are buying them, then it keeps them in the public eye to some degree.
That's true. I mean, how many people are going to be realistically buying this thing?
This thing in particular, not very many.
Not a lot. Enough. You know what I mean?
I guess I just watched Shining Force on Steam.
Mm-hmm. So Shining Force, that's a throwback. I love that game. One. I discovered on not my $70,000 arcade system, Joe.
It's $100,000.
No.
You what, mate?
I have an arcade.
This dude spent $100 fucking grand on an arcade system.
Oh, now it's $100 grand. Now it's $100 grand.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's not true.
He also plays Magic the Gathering.
I know. He spent like $300,000 on his Magic set.
Goodness gracious, this guy. No, so I bought a custom arcade system. You fucking guy.
I'm not your buddy, guy.
So I bought a custom arcade system that has 70,000 games on it.
$1 per game.
Shut up. And I actually found out that in Japan, they've been continuing the Shining Force series. I don't know if you know that.
No, like recently?
In the last 5 or 7 years, yeah.
I know. So I played the first Shining Force, like thousands of hours of it.
Yeah.
I know there's a Shining Force 2. I knew there was a Game Boy version of Shining Force 2, if I recall correctly. I didn't know there were sequels after that.
So there's 3 arcade versions of Shining Force, like arcade game versions of Shining Force.
Hard game to make an arcade game out of, I imagine.
They did it.
In Japan, they did it. And I played it. Different. And it is super fun. So if I can ever get you back out to my house, I'll boot it up for you and I'll show you. It's pretty freaking sweet. Let's transition to we're gonna have a lot of interesting announcements coming up in the next month or so with a bunch of the different showcases and video game events. Just to name a few, we got Summer Games Fest, we got Tribeca Games Spotlight, we got the Xbox and Bethesda Game Showcase. In August, we got QuakeCon, which I think will be kind of fun. Then we got Gamescom.
Fun.
What's that?
It's always kind of fun.
Yeah, it's always.
But I've never been to one.
No, but I've always watched it online. It's kind of fun.
It's like watching somebody else have sex.
Right.
Kind of fun.
It's like, I guess I'm having a good time, but it's not the same.
Right.
More fun if you were there.
Yeah. If I could at least smell the smells.
Those gamer, the kind of smelly smell that smells smelly.
Ludo smell.
No, go to PAX Unplugged. There's some smells for you.
Yeah.
Go to a Magic Grand Prix.
Been to one of those. I usually get sick every time.
Yeah, I wonder why. Not a lot of hygiene going on over there.
PAX Unplugged is much worse, I think, than a Magic Fest or a GP.
Really? Yeah, everyone's unwashed and dressed as My Little Pony.
Ooh, somebody's been touching their butt and giving everybody the stink palm.
They are a stink palm. Okay.
You know it. It.
Let's not go there.
Not go there. No, but I'm just saying, how many times have you been in a restroom and you're like just peeing and you hear somebody else come in and they pee and then they just walk out? Or somebody just takes like one of those like loud ass farts.
I have so many terrible public restroom stories that are way worse, and that will probably not be discussed here today.
Yeah, that's fine. We can save it for next episode. But it's just one of those things where it's just like, just think about that for a second. And anyway, for the hypochondriac corner.
Oh, jeez.
I'm about as far as hypochondriac as they get. Public bathrooms still gross me out.
They should.
I know, Mike. So not to call you out, but I know. No, I know you're starting a Twitch channel, and you're starting getting into streaming video games.
Yeah.
And you're getting back into the video game, like what's been going on in the video game industry.
Yeah.
Me and Joe try to do our best to understand what's going on, but don't always know what's going on. We just
a lot of conjecture.
Yeah. But one of the things that I think is interesting is, we're still moving into this next round of actually really the most important video game conferences of the year, right? Because this sets us up for the holiday season. Mm-hmm. And we're all virtual again, right? No E3. E3 was canceled. We had an episode on that, Joe, that we talked about it.
Probably permanently.
Yeah. And
really? Are they not bringing it back at all?
Well,
we'll see.
It's
a lot of logistics, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of need a rework.
Yeah.
Of sorts.
But we have Summer Games Fest. We have the individual gaming companies like Xbox, Bethesda, and Nintendo, Sony. Now, real quick, Mike, what is your primary way to play video games? Is it computer, or do you have consoles?
I have an Xbox. It's an outdated Xbox. I think it's a one. So like 2 generations behind now.
But it'll actually still play most of the Xbox games that still come out. So
wait, it's only 1 generation behind now, isn't it?
Xbox.
You're thinking 360.
No, Xbox One is actually 2.
Because there's the One X, and then there was
the
One X.
That doesn't fucking count.
It's 1, 1X, and Series X.
That's the one. Series X, the stupidest naming.
Yeah.
The sex box, as people call it.
They call it that?
Yeah.
I've been missing out.
So I guess I have a sex box these days. I don't know.
You do have a sex box, but yeah, I recently switched over to PC.
Okay.
So I've been enjoying not paying for Xbox Live. That's been great.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of games do you generally prefer playing? Like, what's your jam when it comes to games?
Well,
or is it all over the place?
Kind of. It's really all over the place.
Do you play Guild Wars 2?
I haven't played it yet. So here's the issue. I played games a crap ton in high school, back when I had a 360 and I had the one game a year that I would get for Christmas or whatever. So I played thousands of hours of Halo 3 and thousands of hours of Tomb Raider on the PS1. And then yes, fantastic game. I have this problem where I never finish a game. I'll play thousands of hours of the first third of a game and then never finish it. Tomb Raider was one of those. Recently bought the remastered version on Steam so I can try to do that, and that's what I'm doing on my Twitch channel. I'm doing a series of start to finish where I sit down and through several sessions I get to the end. But yeah,
help you
so
God.
there's a huge gap in my game knowledge between what was available in like from 99 to 2009, and then I like graduated high school and went to college where I had zero money, and like first started getting a job at apartments, still kind of had zero money, and now I have a PC to play with. So that 10 years now, Jesus Christ, is just completely wiped. So I played a lot of Borderlands 2. I recently got on the Xbox and played through Dark Souls, the original Dark Souls remastered.
Same.
Fantastic game.
Right?
I used to be a Bethesda fanboy until I've played more non-Bethesda games, and every non-Bethesda game I play is edging it out.
Right. And then you look back at those other games and at Bethesda games and you're just kind of like, these kind of suck, don't they?
They kind of do. Dark Souls in 2014 was just better Skyrim. 2014, that might have been Dark Souls 2, but it was about that time.
I don't know.
Just better Skyrim by every measure.
I've never thought about it that way, but I think you're right.
So Joe, I don't think we've necessarily gone around before and talked about what we played. So why don't we go ahead and kind of divert to you now and talk about, what do you play on today?
Today,
what systems do you play on, or what systems do you actively have that you have played games on, and sure. what are your favorite sort of genres, or what's your jam?
Well, I'm the owner and operator sometimes of a Nintendo Switch if my wife has not completely taken it with her everywhere she goes, or doesn't get mad at me because she didn't save her Animal Crossing and I was just like, yep, gonna go play Slay the Spire.
That's a fun. That looks really fun. I haven't tried that game yet.
Oh, you like card games, right?
I do like card games.
You would fucking love Slay the Spire.
It's on my Steam wish list. At some point, I'll check it out.
Just do it. Like it's totally worth it. Like it's one of those games where it's like, I don't like card games, but I'm more into like roguelikes and shit like that.
And it's both, right? It's a roguelike card game.
Yeah. Sometimes it's bullshit, but yeah, but it's actually like consistently fun. But yeah, I generally play on the Switch, but like my mainstay is PC, because I mean, it's just like, hey, you want to do everything? Get a PC. Okay, done. That's why they call it the PC Master Race. But yeah, as far as games are concerned, I play a little game called Guild Wars 2. A lot.
I gotta look at this game.
Because it is the best MMO out there at the moment. Don't fucking shake your head at me. You don't know. You don't play MMOs.
I'm not an MMO guy either myself. I don't like grinding. I don't like grinding without an end goal.
Final Fantasy 14.
There's goals.
Final Fantasy 14 by far is the number one MMO right now.
That is what I've heard.
For losers.
No, come on, shut your face.
No, it's not as okay. So Guild Wars 2 takes MMOs into a different direction, where
Agreed.
It's all horizontal progression instead of gear treadmill. And it's just vast amounts of like your gear never ever goes out, just stat combinations can change and you can min-max like further and further if you want. They have like different, specializations for all the classes, stuff like that, which completely change how your class works and stuff. But it's one of those games where it's just like, look, come play it for 6 months, have a good time, go do something else for a year if you want to. Come back. Every single thing that you did is still meaningful, and you can just pick up right where you wanted to, and you can just keep playing again. And the game has evolved, the game changes, but you are still relevant no matter when you come back or when you want to stop. And that is why it's such a good MMO.
Yeah, that's pretty generous as far as MMOs are concerned.
Yeah, like nobody else does that.
What I'll say though is Final Fantasy 14, right? It's not exactly that, but you certainly can still remain relevant regardless of when you have stopped playing to when you come back. Now, sure. you still have there is that sort of power creep, kind of like what we have in Magic, Mike, is like there is power creep within Final Fantasy, because that's just how basically the ladder system works in the skills building, but they have kind of, I feel like they've perfected that formula with when they came out with A Realm Reborn, to where you're not like, when you, if you're gone for an extended period of time, it's not like you're from here to all the way here. They kind of just have you like here, whereas Guild Wars is more like there.
It's on top of it. Like it's 1-to-1. Like there's no, it's just like, hey, do you want to go play the chapter, like the story chapter? Have a great time. New mastery is, you never lose anything. And I think
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and it's one of the only MMOs I've ever played where like the economy in it isn't fucking bonkers. Like,
that's nice.
Yeah, like WoW. God, I don't know if anybody's played WoW recently. It's been a couple months for me, but
never played WoW.
You're not missing anything at this point. I mean, like when the game first started, you had base amount of numbers, as far as damage and health is concerned. It just keeps on going up and up and up and up and up and up in each expansion. And then the gold sinks within the game just kept on getting stupider and stupider and stupider, where it's just like, hey, would you like a green staff to get through the dead mines, in sure. West, oh God, I can't fucking remember the fucking zone anymore. But anyway, and now, like nowadays, it was just like, okay, it's five silver for that, green staff. Now it's like 150 fucking gold, and it's just like, yeah, are there ways to get a lot of gold in the game? Sure, but it's just stupid. It's like numbers don't mean anything in that game anymore. It's just like you get 3 expansions in, and all of a sudden you're doing like 1.5 million damage. And it's just like, well, I was just doing like 3K like 2 years ago. It was just like, it's just kind of dumb. But like Guild Wars is just, it's like, it's all horizontal. It's all the same. Their economy is just like, there are things that are perennially going to be more expensive, and they've held steady throughout like the 9 years the game has been out. It's just really interesting stuff. It's just, it always feels like it's like a beacon you can always like come back to and just be like, let's just have a good time for a little while. We can move on. We can always come back to it, which is why I fucking love it.
It's something I've come to love about Dark Souls. One of the reasons I like it so much is your equipment. It's not an MMO, so it's not a 1-to-1 comparison, but your equipment doesn't matter to some degree. You could theoretically, and some people tell you it's the best way to go through the game, but you could theoretically go through the game completely naked, with like a basic sword or even just like your fists, and beat every boss in the game.
I've tried to do that.
It's hard mode.
Well. It's hard. It's very difficult. That's how I started in Elden Ring, where I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna be what do they call it in that one? It's like depraved or something.
Yeah, deprived.
Deprived.
Where you start with no items.
No items. You just have a club, and that's it. And then I got through like the first couple mini dungeons because I couldn't find any fucking weapons. Like nothing would drop for me. And I got through all that shit, and I was just like, yeah, I'm really good at this game. I'm gonna put this down and not play it again. Like, I don't know. But yes, I know what you mean with Dark Souls, though. It's I never thought of it, in the light that you've been shining on it. So, but it makes a lot of sense actually.
So Joe, what are the type of genres that you particularly latch to? I mean, obviously we've identified with MMOs.
Because I need a task to do. I need something I can log into, do something, feel accomplished, and just like go do the rest of my shit for the rest of the day. But I really like, I guess what they're calling it these days is search action, like Metroid, Castlevania games.
Wait, Metroid, they're calling search action?
Yeah.
They don't call them Metroidvanias anymore?
Well, it's something that from what I can tell just came out like alongside of Metroid Dread is just like the new genre that we're just like search action is what they're calling it these days. But Metroidvania is the exact same thing, where it's just like, I'm in a maze. I ran into a wall. Go find an item. Come back to said wall and blow it up. Stuff like that.
I googled search action game, and the top link is the Wikipedia for Metroidvania.
Yeah. See, it's one of those weird things where it's just like all of a sudden they decided to just change the name out of nowhere, and it's just like, I guess. I mean, if you look on Steam and you look up Metroidvania, it'll still be totally fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, like games like Hollow Knight, Blasphemy, Ori and the Blind Forest. I get one of those games, especially like indie games that come out of nowhere like that. Love it. I'll just lose myself in it.
What's a really obscure game that you've enjoyed playing recently?
A really obscure game?
I'm always looking for those hidden gems.
Hyper Light Drifter.
Hyper Light Drifter.
Yeah. Check that out. It's kind of like a retro-y. Well, it's not retro-y, but it's like it's pixel art. It's very vague as far as the story is concerned. It kind of feels Lynchian to a certain extent.
Oh.
To a certain extent. I don't want you going in here thinking you're going to be playing Mulholland Drive the movie.
Elephant Man.
Yeah, it's not going to be like Fire Walk with Me. But it's just it's kind of like fast paced, high octane combat. It's just very strange. It's just fun. You have to check that one out.
I got one for you. Hunt Down.
I can't talking about Hunt Down. Well, I'm always talking about Guild Wars too.
Hunt Down
is also, it's available. I'm almost certain it's available. Yeah, it's on Steam.
Steam.
Yeah.
And this is like a retro
it's like Blade Runner. Blade Runner as a Metroidvania.
Yeah.
It is. Oh my God. When I got my hands on this game and I played it on the Switch, because I was playing on the Switch, I immediately, like that night, I messaged Joe, and I think it was like at least 10:30 or 11 or something like that.
Yeah, I was late. I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, Joe, you gotta check this game out. Like, Hunt Down is your game that I think you would really love. And he still hasn't checked it out, but
I've watched the trailer many times. We almost bought it, but we didn't have room on our Switch.
Oh, okay. But I'm not gonna lie, this game is, if you like retro style games but kind of like taken up a notch, this is definitely a game for you, in my opinion, because
all right,
I can't talk enough about this game because it's fantastic. We actually, the episode that we just did, that hasn't come out yet, something you'll have to watch, and something I'm going to be watching as it comes out. We're going to get a demo on June 13th. This is also on Steam. It's called Selaco.
Oh yeah, Selaco.
Selaco. This is built on the old Doom engine. The D3, like the D3, or not D3, the D.
Oh, the bad Doom. D3.
the GZ Doom engine. But what they did was they reworked the AI to be more, better. Obviously, the graphics are incredible. And you actually have destructive environments. You have
that's always fun.
It is freaking cool looking. And my favorite part is they're like, the demo comes out June 13th. The full release comes out in 2255.
You're such a sucker for lore. little Easter eggs like that.
I just love it. It's like, it's great. I think it's like, it's good flavor. And and so anyways.
So when is the actual release date? Do we know?
2255.
Okay. Well, the way everything else is going, we'll probably be here next fucking month. How it feels like getting older.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
no, but those are the two that I would highly recommend if you're looking for something to kind of dig into. So I think Selaco is going to come out as a free demo on June 13th.
Okay.
So neither one of those, by the way, we're not sponsored by any of those games. I just truly enjoy.
We make no money whatsoever.
No, not
Wait,
at all.
You guys are getting paid?
No.
Joe, don't tell him. Don't tell him, but
don't tell him about the money.
No, we're not. No, so okay. So then I guess coming back around to me. So I play, Joe, cover yours, but so I play video games. I play video games on my Mac. I have my arcade system, which is a PC based arcade system.
It's just a PC with a trackball.
It's
Sure.
It's just a PC with a trackball.
hey, it's a better graphics card than you got, Joe. So I don't.
Okay, well, hold on a sec, buddy. Hold on. We don't need to cast aspersions over here. Fuck's sakes. Sorry.
Are we measuring CUDA cores over here?
No.
What are you running over there?
I've got like a 5800 or 5700 XT, like
nice.
not bad, but not current gen. I got it right before the shortage happened.
Yeah,
like
that was a good time to get stuff.
I waffled on it by like 2 days. Like, do I want to spend this money? And then the 2 days later, it was like $200 more expensive. I'm like, fuck, buying it.
Yeah, I fucked up. Should have done some of that shit.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, what?
Oh yeah. So Mac, PC, and then I have a Switch, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3,
everything. Everything.
But my primary system these days is the Xbox Series X, and then I will play it on the arcade system. But my primary modern console is Xbox Series X. My genres are all over the place. I think just like you, Mike. Like, I'll play just about anything. I love retro style games. I like open world sandbox games. Although recent months, as me and Joe have been talking, I've been kind of wavering on sandbox. Like, sandbox was kind of my choice for a long time. Like, Horizon Zero Dawn is by far probably still my favorite game of all time at this point. But historically, I've been a Final Fantasy fanatic. So, like, Final Fantasy, like any Final Fantasy game, really, I played all of them. Zelda, not including Breath of the Wild. I didn't enjoy Breath of the Wild, but any of the other Zelda games.
Unpopular opinion.
Very unpopular opinion.
I don't know, man. People are coming around to it. Actually, I've been seeing that a lot. Like, people are being like, "It was okay."
Yeah, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. I didn't fully enjoy it, to be honest with you. And we've discussed it, right? Like, but
yeah.
To kind of bring Mike up to speed, we had a conversation about Zelda games, and the honest thought that I when Breath of the Wild 2 was announced, I was like, yeah, okay. I really didn't care. And I'm a huge, so when Link's Awakening came out on the Switch, I snapped on it. I was like, snap by, absolutely.
I need to play that shit.
That is by far the best remaster of Zelda that I've played so far.
The only bit of Zelda I've ever played is like 5 minutes of the opening sequence of the original NES game.
What?
Otherwise, I've not played a Zelda game.
What? I think podcast is over.
My description on Twitch.
Get out!
I didn't say I didn't like it. I said I haven't gotten around to it.
Oh my God.
My description on Twitch and Twitter is behind the curve of popular culture for a reason.
Oh man.
The original Zelda was so good.
Yeah.
That fucking sword sound effect when you got like full health, where it's like, bing! Like, I love that shit.
Yep.
I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But then, I'm on the other side of the spectrum. I like weird games, like unpopular games, like Cyberpunk 2077. We're not going to get into it, Joe. We're not getting into it.
That head shake was, we just not get into it.
Haven't played that yet either.
But
same.
it's a very unpopular opinion, but I've grown to really like the game. I was okay with it when it came out, with
like what you like.
Weird bugs. What?
Like what you like.
Yeah. But things like No Man's Sky, and I'm just Star Wars games, like, I will try any of them. I don't care.
Oh, dude, have we ever sat down and talked about the latest what was it, Squadrons? Did we ever sit down and talk about that one together?
We haven't yet.
Oh man, I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
So I had liked it and I hated it at the same time, actually.
I actually, I mean, I don't know if you played it recently, but some of the updates they've made is pretty. It's
the TIE Defenders and the B-Wings.
It's really good stuff. So, anyways, my point is, I'm all over the place when it comes. I'm all over the map when it comes to games. And I play on multiple different systems. So, kind of the reason why I wanted to go around the table on this and kind of start with this kind of conversation is knowing that I know, Joe, you don't have a lot of time to play video games, and neither do I. But I still enjoy and still look forward to seeing what is the one game that I could pick up this next year. And one of the things that I have been thinking about is what would be something that would hook you in, that you're like, damn it, I have to buy that. I have to try it. I don't care if I have to have one less beer in my fridge or two, depending on the game. What would get you to buy a particular game in this next month or two with these
like a new game?
Yeah, new game.
What even is coming out in the next couple of months? Holy shit.
But no.
Warhammer Darktide.
It's free to play.
Regardless of that, though, like, not game that you are aware that's coming out, but what characteristics of a game would make you say, I need to buy that?
Pass. It's you, Mike. I don't know.
Honestly,
I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I'm just saying, I don't know, actually, at this point.
I think I've been thinking a lot lately about kind of something which you guys apparently already talked about how shallow open world games have gotten.
Yeah.
And I think that's honestly at this point a criteria for me. Like, if you're not trying to be an open world game, I'm willing to check you out.
I agree with that. I think we're so oversaturated with like these open world sandboxes where it's just like, can they be cool? Yeah, absolutely. And is there a time limit on that? Probably, depending on your attention span. But the perfect open world games that I can say that I've ever played was I never played Dark Souls 2, but Dark Souls 1 remastered and Dark Souls 3 for me. Like, those were almost infinitely replayable.
Mm-hmm.
It's a set world, but there's exploration within said world, and there's limits to it. And you can get lost, but you can always find your way back.
Dark Souls does this really cool thing where it's a linear game. Elden Ring aside, it's a linear game, front to back, and you really, at the end of the day, can only do things in a prescribed order, unless you take the master key. But I wouldn't recommend that for a first playthrough. Source, I did that on a first playthrough.
Wow, Peter.
But it makes you feel like if you don't want to be railroaded, you don't have to, and the choices you make in the game matter. Which is, I think that's what comes down to why open world sandbox games have felt so shallow lately. Even Skyrim, the best open world game from 2011 or whatever.
From 2011 and 12 and 13
and 12
and 14
and 13
and 14
and 14
and 16.
And on the sex box.
Yeah.
I really came to realize after putting a shit ton of hours into Skyrim that it was just copy and pasted dungeons, and everything I did didn't matter.
And then you always end up being the sneaky bow archer.
Always. It's just super easy. Well, and Dark Souls has that too. Like, if you want easy mode, just pick Sorcerer at the start and you can cheese the game infinitely.
Well, which Dark Souls are you talking about?
Okay, in clarity, like I said, I've only played Dark Souls Remastered, the first one.
Okay, because sorcery does not start off as easy mode. It ends as easy mode, but getting to that mid-game point is kind of like...
In Dark Souls 1?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's easy button immediately.
What?
You get a couple of levels up, which isn't that hard because the first game enemies are super easy, and you dump everything you have into intelligence. Every last point you have goes into intelligence, and you just blow everything away from long range. You just snipe everything. You know, there's that bit in the undead burg when you first come up the stairs, and you've got the two guys with the shields and the pikes by where the merchant is down the stairs.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be your first challenging enemy, other than going through the castle across the bridge. You just one-shot them with the sorcery. Your basic sorcery arrow. You just one-shot them from a distance and walk down to the merchant.
Just roll past. It's like R. Kelly. If you didn't want to get peed on, just move out the way. Just roll right by him.
Oh my god.
Also, yes, but if you want to actually finish the job and not have them like sneak up behind you and stab you at the back.
Oh, no, those shield motherfuckers are slow as hell.
Well, they are, but like
the guy when you get down the stairs that jumps out with the fucking axe that you gotta worry about.
My point is, you dump a couple of levels into intelligence and sorcery is easy mode.
No, I didn't think that's that easy.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Open world game.
Oh, Joe has lower intelligence when it comes to that, so that's why it wasn't so easy.
I always end up playing intelligence builds.
Joe, you'll need about 6,000 souls to fix that.
If I'm losing them, if I'm dying.
No, but so I would agree with you guys. So like open world sandbox games, like even Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Look, I was amped for it. I was excited for it. And honestly, I'm kind of medium on it now because the first one was amazing. I think the one thing that I dislike about the sandbox games that are being created these days are they want it to be choose your own adventure.
Yeah, but it never is. And it's never super easy to fall in line with what you need to do in order to keep going. So like for instance, Ghost of Tsushima is open world, but it's not sandbox, right? Mm-hmm. Sucker Punch did a really good job at creating this balance between open world and linear gameplay that carries you through the story, carries you through, and really enables you to have some customization in how you complete the game, but you still need to follow a track of certain levels or certain missions, but they don't call them missions. I can't remember. It's not at the top of my head, but basically you have to go through certain paces to get through the game. Mm-hmm. But yet you have ways that you can customize your way to get there, right? That to me is like the sweet spot when it comes to open world games and not be the sandbox kind of crap that I think some of them have been falling in this trap with, right? For instance,
if you're going to include a mechanic like that, it should be there for a reason.
Exactly.
And if it's not there for a reason, then it's bloat.
Exactly. For instance, I think another perfect example is Tomb Raider, like the newest series of Tomb Raider, the reimagining of Tomb Raider. It's open world, but again, it's not sandbox. You still have to follow this path to do certain things, but you can follow your own path to get there. This is where I think I think The Last of Us was an amazing game. The first one was an amazing game. It was by far a revolutionary game that did not break any fabric of game style in any stretch of the imagination. It was very much blueprint of linear gameplay, but it had those touches of open world to allow you to maneuver how you want to maneuver around the map and do certain things. What I think they screwed up on The Last of Us 2 is they wanted to make it more open world and make it slightly sandbox so you could just go where the hell you want. Mm-hmm. And it then deteriorated the whole purpose of the game. And that's where I think I get to the point now where these sandbox games that just allow you to follow your own path and go around in circles for hours is not necessarily conducive to a great experience from a gameplay perspective.
I get lost and I get bored and I put it down and I never finish it.
Yeah. I think that's why I like MMOs, because when I'm playing an MMO, I expect to walk around and get lost and go do my own side quests and not worry about all this other bullshit. You know, it's the same problem I have with Breath of the Wild, Witcher 3, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, where it's just like, I'm gonna go do a side quest because it's here.
Yep.
You know, and then, oh, you know what? There's another side quest that's kind of close. I'm gonna do that. And I just kind of like do this little, you know, if the objective is here, I just kind of veer off this way completely. And then I'm so far over here, I have no idea what the actual story is at a certain point. And I'm just like, fuck it. You know, I played Breath of the Wild. I beat all the guardians, everything. And I was about to walk into Ganon's castle, and I literally just put the game down and I haven't touched it since. Never beat it.
I did that exact same thing with Fallout New Vegas. I got to the battle at the dam at the end and then left to do other things.
Yeah, it's just so weird. I mean, it's like, did I get my money's worth out of the game? Did I get entertainment out of it? Yeah. You know, I'm not faulting the game because it's like, oh, you couldn't get to the end. Wow, way to suck. But like, I don't know. It just, as I play more and more of those games, I understand what I like and I don't like. And now I'm just kind of turned off to a gigantic open world, you know, because it's just like, I know I'm never going to beat it.
I think we're starting to experience the end of a cultural shift where, you know, for a while, I think gamers demanded, they valued their game for a while in number of hours of entertainment.
Yeah.
Which I understand. You're paying $60, $70 a game on top of hundreds of dollars for a console, thousands of dollars for a PC, things like that. If you're going to put the money in, you want it to be worth your time and reinvestment.
Right.
But you start like, if you're just lengthening a game, if you're just tacking onto that number and not serving the game itself as a work of art, it detracts from it. It just becomes flat. It's like leaving a soda out too long.
I think overall, right, is going back to one of your comments when we started kind of going down this path, Mike, is that bloat factor, right? And I think we're really starting to find, you know, what good game developers are and what game developers are just trying to make something happen, right? And what I mean by that is not saying that they're phoning it in or they're calling it in, but they're leaning into what consumers are asking for or wanting, not realizing,
or they think they want.
Looking at metadata, essentially.
Yeah, right. It's a natural conclusion of capitalism. Like, increase the number that increases my paycheck.
Yeah,
exactly.
Take the shit to the max.
Exactly. And not focusing on like things like, you know, like Sucker Punch with Ghost of Tsushima, is to really just focus on what their vision is. And I think that is both, I mean, it's just a product of the business, but at the same time,
which you can't blame them for.
No,
you know, they got to make their money. Games are expensive to make.
Yeah, but I think that's why the Souls series has been always so perennially popular. Yeah. You know, it's always.
Yeah, going back to Souls again, we're talking about it. Like, that's a long game. Like, you put so much time, and you're like, all right, I've beaten like 6 bosses, and I'm ready to, like, I feel like I'm done with this game. And you go through this door, and it's like lore dump. Here's why there's 12 more bosses. You're like, holy shit.
Yeah, even if you get to the lore, but if most of the time it's just walk around. Oh, there's a Hydra coming out of the fucking lake, you know. It's like, I guess I'm in a boss fight.
What is that thing over there? Oh, I'm dead.
Yeah, pretty much. But you keep on coming back for it.
It is. It's endlessly entertaining, and it's not artificially. It never feels artificially lengthened.
Yeah.
Everything feels like it's there for a reason.
that to me, that's Horizon Zero Dawn. And I know neither of you have played this game, and
I haven't, but it looks fantastic.
The fabric of how this game is put together is just that, right? I know I mentioned this before in one of our other episodes, Joe, and I don't want to compare Dark Souls to Horizon Zero Dawn because they don't compare.
They're not the same, yeah.
But what I can faithfully say is the way that Horizon Zero Dawn is constructed is you can actually complete the main quest if you want in 30 to 40 hours if you want to breeze through it.
Sure.
Here's the thing. I put 130 hours in that game. Not because of the main quest.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of
it's
because everything else in the game that you can explore, that you can upgrade, you can find, you can do, you can this, you can that. And the game itself is beyond enjoyable, and it just sucks you in because that's how that game operates. And we need more games like that. So I'm going to start this off with what I am looking for in 2022/2023 in a video game. And that's a game that allows us to have the freedom to explore and do what we want within a game with limits, of course. I mean, based on their structure and their story and what have you. But the idea here is to create that next Dark Souls / Horizon Zero Dawn / Tomb Raider game that allows you to be immersive into the game and play the game how you want rather than the game dictating how you play. And what I mean by dictating, because they can still hold your hand throughout the game.
Yeah,
that is acceptable. What I'm saying is, it can't be something that is saying you got to do this, then you got to do that, then you got to do this, and then you got to do that before you get to do that.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like the magic of Super Metroid. Once you know how to play the game, where it's just like, just sequence break it, just do whatever you want, have a great time within limits, of course. But you don't need to go this route. You do whatever you want. I like that shit. I don't know. I think we've gone too far with Elden Ring, and I want them to take a step back.
I haven't played it yet. It looks fantastic, but
it is good. Is it fun? Yeah. Is the combat varied to a certain extent? The thing about like Souls games, there's just like you figure out your builds, you kind of just do your build. It's always the same shit. It's just dodging and parrying like appropriately, which I think like the parry system and the movement system is the most important part of those games, and that's where the fun actually comes in. But there's something about Elden Ring where it's just like, it's this weird game of just being like, you have to have the right buffs, and buffs only last like 30 to 45 seconds, and you need to put on like 6 fucking buffs. You got to cycle through all your weapons, all your sorceries, and you just got to keep putting them on and on and on and on to have like 30 seconds worth of like fun combat. And then, oh God, they wore off, put them on again. It's just like, it became like really taxing, and I wasn't even like really far into the game. And I was just like, this is fucking terrible. I hate this shit. Like, I just want to play the game. Like I always invariably with like MMOs and stuff, like I always veer towards like PvP, because it's just like, I don't want to deal with buffs. I don't want to deal with this. I just want to be like, am I better than you? And you know what I mean? Like, if I am, awesome. If I'm not, fuck, that sucks, But it's just like, it's one of those things where it's just like, you start getting into a game like Elden Ring, and it's just like, well, you can beat this, but you got to take like 10 minutes worth of buffs, and it's just like, God, it's just boring. It's just boring gameplay at a certain point,
So on that, then, upon the announcement and eventual release of Elden Ring, you were ecstatically excited for the game.
Yeah.
So let me pose this question to you then. rather than having an open question of what you want. Let's just say Elden Ring was going to be a brand new game coming out in Q4 of 2022 or 2023. What part of that game would you what characteristics of the game would you change to say this is the perfect game of where I want it to be?
Dump a little bit of the open world, shrink it by half. Give me, granted, if you're paying attention, you know where to go. The little mini dungeons that they have, are cool to a certain extent, but at the same time too, it's just like it's like the shrines in Breath of the Wild. Mike, I know you haven't played it, but you know what I'm talking about, Chris?
Yep.
Where it's just like, you do your first shrine, you're like, oh, cool. And then you come into the combat shrine and the first time you're like, okay, so I'm going to fight a dude. Awesome. This is different and all that stuff. And then when you're in your 69th fucking shrine and it's just combat challenge, and you're like, okay, I don't even need to fucking think, parry, whatever. I'm just going to, do whatever I need to. And it's just like, it just gets fucking boring, and it's just, and it sucks because like, that's such like a major part of the game, okay, well, Elden Ring, it's not like a major part of the game. You don't need to do it, but you're going to do it. I don't know. I would just cut out some of that bullshit by half and just, polish up their combat system a little bit. Like in all honesty, granted, I have not played all the FromSoft games. I got Sekiro waiting in queue. I just got to sit down and play it. I obviously haven't played Bloodborne because I don't have the consoles for it. If that ever comes out on PC, I'm going to pick that up. But it's just like, I really feel like they found that sweet spot before Elden Ring. And with Elden Ring, I think they just kind of went a little too far. It's a little too punishing and a little too boring.
Bloodborne, I would equate to a very Souls-like kind of game. And Bloodborne is actually, I've played a lot more Bloodborne than I have Souls, and primarily because I feel like Bloodborne really fell into the genre type that I like more than say Dark Souls, but I do like Dark Souls.
Like as far as like the fantasy type or something. Yeah. Like the archetype of it. Yeah, no, and I totally get that. But I mean, it's the same creators. It is the same idea, So, I mean, if I ever get the chance, I'm going to play that one. There's rumors that it's coming out on a PC port, but I just needed to just take one step back. It's like big worlds are cool, but it's just like, I need just like a little bit more, this is what we're doing, instead of being like, what?
What about you, Mike?
So kind of a combination of things. I've recently been more interested in like turn-based RPG stuff, partially because I picked up Warhammer, which is a tabletop turn-based RPG, effectively.
It's a money sucker.
Oh God,
that's a money sucker.
So far, I think cheaper than Magic for me, but that may change.
It will change.
You'll be fine.
So I like that RPG combat. Gives me good nostalgia vibes. Like I said, huge fan of Shining Force, which also completely linear game, by the way. We should talk about that at some point. If we don't like open world games, how do we feel about completely linear games? But we'll put a pin in that.
I'm gonna write it down now.
The turn-based combat, and I want to care about the characters. Again, I think that's another downfall of completely open world games is you don't give a shit about anyone in this game, least of all yourself. Back in the day, I was a huge fan of Halo, which writing is cool but flimsy at best. But I felt invested in the character and what he was doing, and how the world affected him as much as he affected the world, that kind of thing. And I want that feeling again. I don't want a game to just be a time sucker for me. First of all, I don't have the kind of time to play a time sucker kind of game. But I want a good story. I want to care about the story. I want to care about the characters in the story.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have not thought about that for a long time, but now you're making me think about like when I played like fucking Final Fantasy X, back in the day, and I got to the end of it, and I was just like, watching the credits, and I was just like, God,
tears.
like just fucking tears. I was just like, Jesus Christ, he was dead the whole time, like, I haven't had that in the game for a long time.
No, trying to think. There's definitely been a couple of moments recently where I've like legitimately teared up at like a particular cutscene in a game, and it's escaping me as to what they were. But that's the kind of experience I want to have again.
Yeah.
I picked up a game just today, and I loved it so much that I had to stream it for a couple hours. It's called Wildermyth. Have you ever heard of that?
That sounds familiar.
No. It's I don't know if it's a lesser known. It's kind of an indie title, but it's a pseudo procedurally generated game where it's a turn-based. The general gameplay is turn-based RPG, and it's an army builder, kind of like Shining Force. But the character is, the story arc is non-linear, and the story arc is cobbled together based on your actions in the game, and all the characters are randomly rolled that join up your in your quest, and it's basically never the same game twice, but it does a really good job of giving enough weight to the interactions and the relationships between your characters, which end up being actual game mechanics, by the way, that it keeps the story interesting. And the other thing is it's permadeath. You lose a character in your party, they're gone. And there's even a mechanic where, like, should we bury them with their family or build a shrine to them in their remembrance? And it affects like your combat going forward.
Wow.
Based on what you did in this situation.
Whether they haunt you or not.
There was this really cool interaction I realized today where the two characters in my party hated each other. And how that affected the gameplay was if one of the characters got like a critical hit, the other one would be like, well, fuck you, watch this. And they'd have 25% boosted, then they get a critical hit because they're trying to outdo the other character.
So you're sitting over here like Palpatine being like, let the hate flow through you.
It's really, I'm really genuinely invested in these characters and what they have to say about not only the game, but each other.
Interesting. Yeah, I've seen this one before. It looked interesting, but I think I was looking at it in like beta, because this looks like way more polished than what I remember seeing. Yeah,
I only recently discovered of it. I was watching the cool channel on YouTube called Adam Miller, the Architect of Games.
Yeah,
and he does you're familiar with him? He does that series of games you should play in 2020 or whatever. But it's not like popular games; it's like indie darlings. And this one popped up like, oh, that looks like exactly what I'm looking for. So I picked it up today, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I just added to my wish list. So
I did too.
Oh man, no, that's a good one.
Wish list.
All right, so one thing that I think, and I feel like the three of us, we have a varied age range, right? I'm in my mid 40s. Joe, you're approaching your 40s.
38.
And Mike, you're approaching your 30s.
Yeah.
And one theme that I just heard from all three of us, and I think, I mean, obviously we're only three people, but at the same time, this has to resonate with a lot of people, is the fact that the time, right? Time to play video games, right? We have limited time to devote to a specific game at a certain time frame. And if we go back to the argument of sandbox games, that kind of completely like goes directly against what we've been talking about these last like few minutes here, right?
Yep.
That's it.
And so it's interesting that sandbox games are booming, and they are considered, kind of what people want, these 120, 130 hour, 40 hour campaigns. But honestly, I think I go back to even when we started talking about, some new games that we were talking about, Seleco and Hunt Down, some of these more, again, drop in and play kind of games. I feel like is there And hopefully, can there be a revolution in gaming to really kind of dial us back and bring us back to this more reality of what real people who consume games on a regular basis are going to spend money on something. And I guess here's the question. Can we see, or do we think we're going to see in these next few years a downturn, especially with the after effects of the pandemic? Can we see this like dial down of these massive games that have like 300 people like teams to build this like gigantic world and immersiveness to be more scaled down and say, hey, you know what, we need to be a little bit more resilient and quick to the draw of getting some of these games out? Because as we've seen, there have been numerous like delays throughout these last several years that would be that's going to get delayed for another 6 months. That's going to get
Prime 4.
Right. Like,
God.
Do we think that the gaming industry will rein back, or do we think they're just going to ramp up? We'll start with Mike.
I think it depends. I think like I said, the reason they're bloated is in response to market pressures, right? People wanted longer games or thought they wanted longer games, so filler got added. It's just like the McDonald's thing. We want food, we want it fast. Well, you need filler to do that, because that's the only reason you stay with market costs. I think the only way we get better, more condensed, more thought out games is if the market pressure is there to ask for it. You don't get a Dark Souls unless there's a market for Dark Souls.
True.
Which go ahead.
No. I guess on that same vein, I guess that I think you're spot on. But the question I ask there then is, does the market have to bear that, or does the business model need to predicate the want to do that?
Well, the business doesn't give a shit about the customer at the end of the day. They just want number go up.
Well, I mean, okay. So like I think of things like, like Hello Games, right? Hello Games has thought about the customer for the last 4 years, right?
Sure.
There are these companies that Supergiant, right? They have thought about the customer before they've thought about actually actually going back to the retro game company that we were talking about, that they've been thinking about the customer more than they've been thinking about, what's the next format we're going to create to have them spend more money. So I guess the question is, my additional thought there, not question. My additional thought there is does it truly need to be the market demand?
I think now more than ever, maybe not. I think when gaming was more niche of a hobby, it probably did. Unless you're Microsoft making Halo 3, you're not doing well. It was, up through even like 2015, I would say. Like Dark Souls, I don't think Dark Souls did that well when it first came out. It was
no
niche.
Demon Souls. It was the first one, and it
nobody even remembers Demon Souls.
no, they do. I mean, they re-released it.
Sure. Well, now, yeah, people love it.
But
now.
I mean, it started that way. But I mean, like when it was released in Japan first, I mean, it just eked by, and then it came to the Western audience, and everybody was like, "Whoa, this is fucking different,"
That's true. Well, again, I guess talking about companies that care about the customer, I'd say From Software is probably one of those. The Dark Souls series is Hidetaka Miyazaki's baby. He loves it, and it's got like a personal. He's creating art for art's sake. God damn it, and that's just what we need in gaming.
We need a new Monkey Ball.
But Monkey Ball, the pillar of art for art's sake.
Hey, you know what though? That game was fucking fun.
I'm not saying it's not fun, but like It's monkey ball, dude.
It's monkey ball.
Golf with friends. We need another golf with friends.
Oh my god, do you play that?
I
love that
on
game.
occasion, yeah.
Oh my god, we need to play that game.
We gotta play. Okay, wait a minute. All right.
I love golf with friends.
We need to do an episode, video episode only, obviously, because we can't do, I mean, you can't do an audio version of golf with friends, but the three of us.
And I'm putting.
Collision on.
The three of us have to play golf with friends together.
Okay.
Yeah, I love that game.
We gotta do it.
It's so stupid and so janky, but it's just like fun for some reason.
Yes.
But only if we also do an episode where we play Overcooked together.
No.
Yes. Come on.
No.
Come on,
I
Joe.
almost got divorced because of that game. Are you kidding me?
Me too.
Come on, Joe.
My wife was like, "You don't know how to make a
That's
fucking pizza," and I'm like, "I'm trying so hard."
One
Fire!
One episode. That's it.
Okay.
Come on, Joe.
Okay.
All right, I gotta write this down.
Fuck.
That's something that I really miss too out of gaming. Is couch co-op.
Yeah, you know what? We just picked up the N64 mod for the Switch. It's not a mod. It's the you know what I'm talking about.
It's officially supported.
Yeah, the officially supported, Nintendo N64 the expansion pack. That's what it's called. My wife wanted to get it for a while, and I was like, dude, we don't need this. It's like we're gonna pay $70 a fucking year for games we already goddamn own, But it's the old argument where it's just like, yeah, but it's on the system I'm playing now, so let's do it. Man, we sat down this past weekend and we started playing Mario Golf. Fuck, it was fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's been a while since we played like shit together like that. And it was just like, yeah, she's better than me at golf. Yeah. But IRL though, I think I got her. But
you're just more willing to haul those clubs out.
Yeah. So I don't know. But there's something missing in my gaming diet. I don't quite know what it is, but I think I'd like gaming as more of an emotion to go in the future. Just like take a step back for a minute, where it's just like I want to feel something when I play the games, that I'm doing, like Guild Wars 2. The story in it's got its ups and downs. You are not some immortal hero. You are just an average person that just happens to be in the right place at the wrong time, type of thing. And I will admit, there's parts in that story too where I was just like, damn, that's rough, that's deep, but it's just like it's always so fleeting. It's just like and I just want to I want one of those games where I'm like super fucking emotionally invested, but I also don't want to play like a JRPG, so
yeah.
It's kind of weird. It's like I don't really know where to go for some of this stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I'm jonesing for that nostalgia trip of it's 2009 and you've got a friend over and it's 2 a.m. and you guys are like almost asleep, but you're trying to keep your eyes open to keep playing local offline Halo multiplayer, and you're fucking around with the rocket launcher on Narrows, just hopping back and forth trying to see if you can shoot each other out of the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what I miss about the co-op experience.
Yeah, I miss like that Quake 2, like doing like kind of like those low pop capture the flag games where you had like grappling hook mod.
Unreal Tournament, man. Unreal Tournament was the shit.
Unreal Tournament. Yeah.
That was the shit back in the day. Okay. So to wrap us up.
Yes.
To wind us up. To
we didn't talk at all about those expos.
Well, no, but this is the idea here was to talk about what we want to see, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now to reel us in, to give the audience and talk about what is a game that or franchise that we have not heard that has been announced yet, that you would want to see a sequel, a remaster, or new game of some sort. What would you like to see? And so since I'm asking the question, I'm going to start first and let you guys sit in your seat, in the hot seat, thinking about it.
Can I guess what your game is going to be?
Go ahead.
Can I take one guess?
You can take one guess. You probably are not going to get it.
Alan Wake 2?
No.
Okay, never mind then.
So what I'm looking forward to, or what I would look forward to in 22-23, if a franchise was to come back and do something in the Western market, I would like to see a new Shining Force game, brand new 3D style game.
Oh hell yeah!
So I've been playing the Japanese arcade version of Shining Force, and I'm in love with it. Like I am. It's all the languages in Japanese, so I've been like, I'll pause the game and I'll put my phone up to translate the words. That's how invested I am in the arcade version of Shining Force right now. Because it's that fun to play. It's interesting to me. So I would really love to see. So for instance, games like what is the like Xenoblade, right? It's the new Shining Force, or sorry, the Shining Force arcade version is like Xenoblade in a way. A little bit more complex and dumbed down at the same time, if that makes any sense. It doesn't on the surface, but if you're a Shining Force player and if you played Xenoblade, I think you might understand. Shining Force was very deep in the action, like the ARPG style gameplay, and that's what I'm really missing. Like Final Fantasy is not doing it anymore. It just really isn't. They've gone to a whole different thing.
They're so different these days.
There's a game called Evoland that I kind of latched onto with the Switch that I like, but honestly, I'm really looking forward. I really want that consistent ARPG style game that's like Shining Force, that just allows you to just have fun and do what you want to do from that style of game. So that's what I'm looking for. Who's next? Who wants to go?
Okay.
Jump in.
All right, I got it. You know what we all need right now?
Oh boy.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
We need local co-op Gauntlet.
Oh
shit, that's a name I haven't heard since.
Local co-op, like Gauntlet Dart Legacy. Yeah. You remember how fun that shit was?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I gotta stand up now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Local co-op Gauntlet would be fantastic.
Man, could you imagine what that would be like on modern systems? You know, you don't need to fucking stop and save individually, because like the last time I played Gauntlet Dark Legacy on the fucking GameCube. You know they came out with a Gauntlet on the PC. I have it, and it sucks.
Yes, it sucks.
It totally misses the point. Like, it's not.
I'll be right back. Keep going.
Yeah. But man, that shit was just so fun. Like, if you could do it like with modern systems, you like take that type of gameplay, because like you used to have to like individually save your character on a memory card and be like, wait 30 seconds, and the next person had to do it, and the next person, and the next person, all that shit. Just fucking get right to it. Pull up these crazy ass fucking levels. Gameplay mechanics aren't complicated. It's just basically walk around, have fun, find shit. I
just want to shoot the gun,
Yeah.
I just want to shoot the gun. I just want to swing the sword. And I want to do it with my friends sitting next to me, because we've got a bowl of chips and some beers and we're having a good time.
Right. And you're eating like pretzels because it's not like greasy,
Yep. Yeah.
Because fuck you if you're going to mess up my controllers. Keep your goddamn Dorito dust off my shit. But yeah, I think that's kind of missing. I think that'd be really fucking fun,
My wife really loves the old Marvel Ultimate Alliance games for kind of that exact reason.
Yeah. Dude, the old X-Men arcade game. Ooh, baby. Those fucking games, like
well,
Colossus?
Yeah, I mean,
like,
but I like X-Men Legends, like when on the GameCube when it came out, Rise of the Imperfects,
that was GameCube era.
It's like X-Men, Rise of the Imperfects, X-Men.
Oh, do you know what's coming out though?
What?
Do you guys know what's coming out?
Are you and I was about to say, I think there might be a game that fulfills this need. Should we say it at the same time?
Okay, all right.
We're probably saying different things.
On three. One, two, three. Ninja Turtles.
Gotham Knights.
Oh,
what I was gonna say.
Oh, Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge.
Shredder's Revenge.
I don't know this game.
Looks so fucking good.
I'm like,
oh my god.
I'm surprised that they're still a living franchise.
By the way,
Ninja Turtles? Oh my god.
By the way, that is going to be online co-op.
I know, and we're going to play it together. We are going to play that shit
Mike,
together.
Oh, Mike, wow.
Super
retro.
Mike, have you played the arcade, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles arcade?
No, I have not.
You ever played Turtles in Time?
Nope.
Oh, bitch.
Do we gotta write down some episode ideas here?
Oh man.
Okay, we got some shit to do.
Bury my shell at Wounded Knee. You remember that shit?
Oh god, dude.
Big Apple, 3 a.m.
So when I bought the arcade system, the first game I booted up for the boys, my two boys. So
Ninja Turtles.
It was Ninja Turtles, man. It had to be. Because and the moment they played it, they're like, oh my god. Like they were just like, dude, yes.
Did you play Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade? That's the one you went for? Or Turtles in Time?
No, not Turtles in Time. Then no.
Oh, Turtles in Time is a great game.
Oh, it's a great game. But it's not.
There is something fucking magical about that era of arcade games where like the sprites just became like alive.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I think that's why everybody just kind of comes back to that retro style for a lot of like modern indie games and stuff like that, because there was just something so
magical
interesting about it. Like it was just so like it's like that. It's like when Disney gets the animation right, where it's just like, oh, okay,
Aladdin.
And they're like, yeah
anything before Tangled.
Yeah,
I never watched it, but yes, before they start getting into CG and now they're doing the live action, it's just like, no, we need to go back. It's like the Lost. We're like, we need to go back. We
gotta go back. It's your kids, Marty.
Calvin Klein.
All right, so to round us out, wait, Mike, I
haven't gone yet.
No, he hasn't gone yet. Sorry, I stole your thunder. I'm sorry, bud.
Fuck, what was the question?
Franchise. What franchise?
Franchise reboot. I had
franchise reboot or new sequel.
I had two answers.
Castlevania.
Well, yeah. I think I wanted to partially latch on to Chris's answer, where I kind of just want a more mature ARPG. Like, I would love a new Pokemon game that didn't make me feel like I was 8. I would love an updated Shining Forest. Like I said, I think that's the itch that Wildermyth is really scratching for me. It feels like a modern ARPG, and I'm really enjoying it. I like that turn-based. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. If Games Workshop would come out and just understand that people play Warhammer on Tabletop Simulator and just make a true to tabletop Warhammer game, like build your army, take the lists, play against a friend. Well, no, not with the money. Not with the money. Saying, like, you don't have to buy the models. You just gotta play the game. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
So basically, you're saying like Warhammer, but like the XCOM, like, doing it Warhammer real life.
XCOM with Warhammer skin would be fantastic.
I would play that.
I had a small moment of cringe inside me when my mouth wanted to say Warhammer Arena. But either that, which would be fantastic, or to scratch that nostalgia itch again, bring back the era of casual puzzle platformers.
Like Solomon's Key?
Like, I'm thinking like Spyro the Dragon. Like, we kind of got those remasters.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Crash Bandicoot. And my personal favorite, Croc.
Oh, I forgot about
Croc.
Holy
2,
shit.
I've put thousands of hours into Croc 2.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
I haven't even thought about that in fucking years.
That's a gem. Nice call out.
It's an old code.
Yeah.
But it checks out.
It does.
No, definitely checks out. Definitely checks out.
Do you remember Frogger for the PS1?
Vaguely.
It was a stupid idea, but it was actually really fun.
Wasn't it like a third person kind of like
it
wasn't overhead
Oh,
view.
wait a minute. I do remember now. Yes.
It was overhead. There was like a rotating, it was 3D. It was 3D puzzle platformer, and the camera would rotate. So sometimes you'd be first person, or I'm sorry, sometimes you'd be third person, sometimes you'd be top down, depending on kind of just what the layout of the map needed. But I really did enjoy that.
Yeah. Old school like Bomberman. We can go on forever.
Yep. So Mike, first off, thanks again for joining us for your first time out, and definitely look forward to subsequent episodes with you and as we move along with some additional fun episodes of multiplayer gaming.
Golf with your friends.
And
eventually Ninja Turtles.
But Mike, I would like to give you an opportunity to kind of plug your socials and plug your Twitch channel. So if you want, please feel free to plug those now.
Oh, thank you. Just getting started up, so I don't have a whole lot for content, but Little Hollow 123 on Twitch. I'm trying to stream every Saturday from about noon to 4. Starting a series where, like I said, I have trouble finishing games, so I'm doing a start to finish series from noon to 4, as many sessions as it takes. I'm going to say we're going to play this game, and we're going to go beginning to end, and we're just going to enjoy the ride. And then I'm Little Hollow on Twitter as well. That's me. Little bonfire is my logo.
Little bonfire dude.
Little bonfire dude.
Like a Dark Souls.
Like a Dark Souls. It's a double pun because my last name is Logan, which is a Scottish name meaning the Little Hollow, or the family that lives in the Little Hollow. And I thought that was funny because I'm 5'2" and I'm a hobbit, and I live in the Little Hollow. Dude. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, we've come full circle. This is how.
Thanks for listening to our most recent episode of Uneducated Gamers. You can go to Galaxy Game TV to post comments on each of our episodes, or if you have a question or a topic you would like us to include in an episode, feel free to leave a comment. Until next week, we bid you farewell.